Warning, this podcast contains material not suitable for younger audiences, and some material that's not suitable for older audiences. If you're part of any age group, we've found a way to offend you. Run while you still can. We are the hapless heroes.
Your horse or your whore?
My horse.
All right. We're beating dead whores now.
I'm naming my horse. You know what? Oh my god, he spit out his drink.
Hello and welcome to the Hapless Heroes podcast. My name is Dave, and I will be your host and dungeon master for this evening.
It's true, he will.
Ask me how. Starting on my left, we are going to introduce our cast. We have Massimo as Morton Mack.
Let's go!
We have John as Lord Jarrell the Light.
Still waiting.
We have Francesco as Felix Fizzlebottom.
I really just wanted to do some shopping.
We have James playing Hoblet the Smasher.
Good evening, friendos.
And once again, we have Mike as Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind.
Do they have any flavored creamer at this cafe?
What kind of flavors are you looking for?
Almond.
Does it have to actually taste like almond?
Hazelnut works.
That doesn't taste at all like almond.
No.
Coconut.
Those are, I don't know if that's even a nut.
They may have been nuts once.
Peanut.
Any of those flavors will do.
The closest nut you can get in a creamer flavor here is Rocky Mountain Oyster.
Or Felix.
Yum.
What? We should probably recap.
Yes. Now we're kind of getting out of that bizarre, awkward spur of a segue into nowhere. We're gonna circle it around back, tie it off in a little bow, and end with a recap.
Yeah, it's because we're gonna pretend like we haven't recorded in a week.
Yes.
So we're waiting for the
By
croaking.
that I mean we recorded literally 10
Before
minutes
that,
ago.
yeah.
Quinn and Felix joined us.
part-
Before that, Jarl was drunk. Before that, Jarl and Hoblet and the Goliath, who we still don't know the name of, but Felix and Quinn do, and Mort, helped destroy an army of undead. Before that, we showed up at last one, created a bar fight.
We don't need to go back that far.
No and then.
What happened last week?
Before so last week, then we were also at the fucking keep.
Yeah.
We just gotten back from our...
Oh my god, not that week.
There was a holy explosion, and then there was a raucous party, and then there was the after party, and then Felix and Quinn showed up, and now everyone's trying to get an audience with the speaker to the Crow King while sitting at a decidedly
You just did
inferior
mine in
outdoor
reverse.
cafe.
You just did mine.
Now I have to keep all that.
So the audience is either caught up or thoroughly confused, and either way,
I will accept that.
They're happy.
yeah. Either way, you aren't paying anything for this podcast, so yeah.
And also listen to the last one.
Right, that.
And
Yeah,
the
there's
one
that too.
Before that.
What he said.
And before that.
Oh my
And
god.
then you're going to want to go and then listen to the one before that.
Start at episode 1.
The entire thing was you had to be there.
So we're in a cafe now.
We're in a cafe. We're in a decidedly inferior cafe where
I think Jarl is now as annoyed as Felix.
Is
after
there
he's been sitting with
flavored
us.
creamer?
for
the
this
nut-flavored creamer tastes and smells like the wrong kind of nut.
I keep taking
okay
a
with it.
sip of my coffee and spitting it out, then taking a sip and spitting it out, then taking a sip and spitting it out.
What are you doing that for? You're just wasting it. Actually, I don't care.
After about 30 minutes of the worst coffee of your life, The short guard comes up to you, and in his once again uncharacteristically low, boomy voice, "Come, the speaker will see you now."
Jarrell stands up finally and starts walking after him.
So they walk and they go into this labyrinthine maze of rooms set
Again,
into the walls as the seat of power is. And you go, up some stairs and down a flight and then back up 2 more and through a couple of hallways into a familiar conference room.
Jarrell, again, regaining his composure after feeling slightly insulted because it did not take this long the first time.
You observed all the customs. You did the whole duty.
Jarrell is again going to go through the whole customs because he recognizes still who this is, that this is the speaker of the king. He's going to go and he's going to stand in front of his chair just like he did the first time.
Yeah, I think we all understand the gravity of the situation.
Is it okay if I stand on my chair?
So,
Felix, get off the chair.
I mean, I'm really short.
Felix, get off
Okay, I guess can someone help me down?
Yeah, I'll walk over there and offer him.
It was easier to get up than it was to get off,
a few seconds later, the speaker, who, he's wearing a relatively clean robe, but even he looks a little worse for wear.
He was probably running around the battlements for a good half a day. So.
Well, yeah, and seriously, do you think that he hasn't just woken up as well? Why do you think you were waiting a half hour? Dude was passed this shit out. You think he wasn't partying too?
Jarrell is again going to bow and say, "Thank you for meeting with us once again. I know these have been extremely trying days."
And he sits up slightly in his chair, rubbing at his temples. He's a little slower than yesterday, but not by much. It's so good to see you up and about and well at this. Oh my god! At this hour.
It is.
What can I do for you?
Do we get to sit at any point, Jarrell?
Is he sitting?
Yeah, he's sitting.
So he sat right away pretty much?
Oh, yeah, he flopped back into his chair.
So Jarrell watches him flop before sitting and is
yeah.
He's drunk.
He's not drunk, but he only slept for maybe about 2 hours.
So he's being pretty judgmental given the situation.
Yeah.
That's good.
And Jarrell's going to sit down.
I'm going to do one of those, like lift myself up, kind of kick my legs a bunch of times, and then I get on the chair.
Yeah.
like
kicking his legs out as he wiggles his tummy onto the chair.
There's only tall chairs left.
Yeah.
At least John is recognizing that Jarrell is being a bit of a hypocrite here, and that's all we can really ask for. I assume the rest of you also take your seats.
Correct.
Yes, in a normal fashion.
Yeah, and I just
Okay.
Wow.
Uncharacteristic 12 hours or so for Hoblet here. So you do sit, and the speaker, who's leaning back in his chair, one leg almost propped up over one of the arms of the chair, rubbing at his temples like his brain is trying to escape physically through the front of his head, is, so what can I do for you this morning?
We feel it is best, and he's speaking for the entire group now, if we were to head back out of town. We feel that this menace is extremely destructive and potentially could return at any moment. I would like to send word to the Kingdom of Esh to send their aid. But we must be on to Tarantis. If the threat is going there, so shall we.
Wait. How do you get Tarantis out of this?
We already discussed with him what was in the gem, in the scrying orb. We showed him that.
Yeah, we did.
We did? Okay.
It's okay. Attribute it to the hangover.
Oh, no, that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
He needs to be caught up a little bit here.
This was not the last of the gems. But in order to maintain security, we would like to offer you.
No, wait, I thought we weren't doing that.
We're not doing that? Jarl thinks we're doing that.
Wow, you guys really are great at making plans.
Hold on.
I'm really glad that you guys have
that
made
was
the
what
plan.
the
We
roll was
wanted
for,
to
right?
see what he was saying. He doesn't really
Well,
seem
yeah.
like he's in his right mind.
No, I don't want to give it to him.
Hell no.
Yeah, no, I don't want to give
Now
it to
I
him.
don't.
He's fucking hammered.
This dude does not seem
No,
trustworthy at all.
we
Fuck
can
this
find
dude.
something else.
We are now all against you.
I'm not against the idea of leaving one here. I'm against the idea of giving one to him.
Correct.
Are you guys
Right now.
having this conversation out loud?
There's no other.
Yes.
I was gonna say,
No,
there's
we're just
no.
yes.
There's no other way this conversation could have happened.
Me and Hoblet are doing this with our eyes. We're just shooting glances across
There's no fucking
the
way.
table. Like, ooh.
We're
I don't
arguing with
trust
each other in public.
So wait a minute. Hold on.
So not only is Felix giving me a shifty look, but so is Fran.
So let's rewind.
Oh yeah, can we do that?
No. I just want to play out how
I've
it would actually.
Sure, let's do
Right.
that. Okay.
Right. So what did you say? You said
I was going to pretty much tell him that we were going to leave him with the gem that we found here. The one that we found here was going to stay here.
Yeah,
Before
but
you start doing that, I'm just going to start.
no. He did it. That's what we're saying. He's
Yeah, he
done.
already did it.
That's
he
it.
did it.
Yeah.
So
Like,
now we have to deal with it. Right. Right.
So the four of us are literally going.
Right.
Unfortunately, Jarrell, and he's gonna just kind of glance around the room, all around the room. At this time, I'm not so sure that must be done.
Okay.
Speaker, in your condition, I do not trust that you will be able to keep this.
who let him talk?
Right? He talks.
In. Good.
We're saying things. We're all saying a lot of things.
Shush me if you want to.
I tried to not.
quiet.
Yeah.
This is a matter of great
Boy,
importance.
have you forgotten what room you're in?
Clearly, you all have.
Fran has thrown his arms up in the air and walked away.
The next one of you who has an outburst, I promise on any still living gods that I will choke you to death with your own bare hands if you do not just shut up for a minute.
Remember the
Very
murder.
well.
Remember the fucking murder. Okay?
We shall be on our way, but we will check back with you.
He's got his finger in front of
He's
his lips.
literally telling you to be quiet. Just
He's
shut up.
shushing
He
you.
just
Stop
told
talking.
you. He just told you to be quiet.
All right. I'm silent.
So, the fact that I have it on the best of authority that you have an invitation for an imperial coronation in 10 days in that exact same city doesn't have anything to do with this decision.
Insight. How did he find that out? I'm going to ask, but again, like, how did you find out this information? And it's just Nate.
He looks at you like he cannot believe the words left your mouth. Crow King.
This is not a good exchange.
Jarl is.
I'd like to remind
Literally
everybody.
my business to know things.
I'd like to remind everybody that I wanted to do the talking here.
So do the talking.
That's helpful right now.
I'd
That's
like to remind-
fantastic. Stroke your ego in another room,
I
please.
should probably, yeah, okay. He's got a point, guys. He's got a point.
We couldn't keep you here in this city even if we wanted to at our present strength and may hope to maintain any sort of garrison against what is absolutely certain to be the coming darkness.
I assure you that
You
I
were
will...
fantastically effective. But in the long term, so incredibly detrimental to the defense of any civilized city for any reasonable amount of time that I can't even continue to abide you being in my city. Go, take your stupid gems and go mess up Tarantis for a while. Go save somebody else. You sure saved the hell out of us.
Okay, he's in a different mood.
He has not had his coffee, and this is impacted.
I'm kinda gonna raise
this
my
is
hand.
flavoring his.
So-
I'm just going to kind of raise my hand and say, we mean no disrespect. We sought your guidance
Yeah.
and opinion. This is out of respect for the kingdom.
Just
That's a persuasion right there, right?
I will.
I would like you to make an insight check first.
Okay. Not something terrible. Just do something.
No. 13.
13.
You get the sense that this meeting would have gone better if you'd scheduled it after lunchtime.
Okay.
Like, I mean, you guys are too destructive to have around any city at
Yeah, we can't
any time.
rush to
Like,
do it.
let's really count it down. Like, Calamity follows you.
Jarl is ready to leave. He just says, well then, we're off, I suppose. Thank you for your time and thank you for your help.
Don't get me wrong. Go with the graces of the gods and with the protection of Valen that I know you absolutely certainly have.
Somehow.
I wish you absolutely no ill. But look at your track record, guys.
So they're not getting a gem.
No.
Fuck these guys.
He doesn't want the gem.
He definitely doesn't want it.
Mind changed.
Like, thrusting the gem back.
Valen's last words to Jarl were to uphold the justice and all that nonsense. So,
Nonsense.
I mean,
You don't.
to
realize
Jarl,
that. Sure,
he this is what he has to feel
Well,
like
he
he
took
has
it
to
seriously, yeah. But it obviously failed, so let's get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
Cool. So I'm just gonna remind everybody this is what I wanted to do.
Felix, shut up.
We're just gonna remind Felix, welcome back.
Thanks. So like before we go, guys, I literally just came here to buy some stuff, and you went and like fucked a whole bunch of shit up. Like, can I just go buy some stuff really quick, and then like we'll like go to Tarantis for this whole this party thing that Quinn is supposedly invited to.
What are you intending to buy here? Go.
I've got to blow my fizzle bottom. See you in a bit.
I've never thought that was funny. I've never thought that was funny. I don't know why you keep saying that.
So, Hoblet, while you're indoors, if everyone else is, let's see, Felix, you're indoors, you're shopping.
Yes.
The other three of you, Jarrell, Mort, and Quinn, I would like you all to make perception checks.
Oh, nice.
What do you have?
24.
24.
You got a nat 20.
Nat 20. You see a raven flying in the sky.
Oh my god, it's a raven!
Yeah, it seems to be circling above your heads.
That's not good. I am going to, yeah, I'm gonna warn the crew.
All right. Jarrell and Quinn, make another perception check.
23.
Okay, good. As long as that was above. Now, the two of you, Mort and Quinn, now see two of them.
2 ravens?
Two ravens circling overhead.
Jarl is looking down because he didn't like how that meeting just went.
Jarrell, get in your A game, buddy.
Hoblet's just finished taking a shit and walks outside.
Okay, Hoblet and Jarrell make a perception check.
Or blowing his fizzle bottom.
Nat 1. Mort's statement made me more upset, and I'm staring at the ground.
All right,
What am I
Hoblet.
What am I rolling?
Perception.
It's a perception.
A 9er.
9. So, nothing yet. They tell you about the ravens, and you're still trying to get your focus up on them.
Yeah.
Is there any particular reason like why we're
Well, now the two of
Noticing
you
the
see
ravens?
4 ravens circling
Okay,
overhead.
I am. This seems.
One more
Turns out
perception check out of the two who haven't
Turns
seen
out
him
I
yet.
couldn't do it
Just the
the
two who
last
haven't.
time because the last prostitute had exited the hotel and had just walked past us. And I couldn't focus on the raven
Yeah.
because she just walked past
All right.
us. 16.
16. All right. So,
Still nothing from Jarl.
so Hoblet, and now you see 8 ravens circling overhead.
Oh,
So
okay.
I did a nature check.
Yeah.
Quite a few ravens up there.
Yeah.
I rolled a 14.
Yeah.
Am I
This is not normal.
okay? So that's kind of what I
And
was trying
kind
to
of
get at.
disturbing and a little bit creepy. A few seconds later, 16.
Can I roll
32.
it?
It just keeps doubling. And the sky in a circle above you is now black with ravens. Even you can't miss it now,
yeah.
Jarrell.
I look at all the party and say, maybe it's time we head indoors, boys.
One circles down, and
I'm gonna cast mirror image before anything happens.
okay, that's fine. And lands on Quinn's shoulder, and it has a little tube on its leg.
Wait, make him roll wild magic if he's fucking.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Doing
roll your
mirror.
wild magic.
Ooh, close.
Nothing. Okay,
I plucked the tube off the leg.
all right. In the tube is a letter.
I always like getting letters. No, I'm so glad I'm back, and I dropped it already.
He did drop it.
Don't help
Now-
me.
He did drop
Wait,
it.
it's fair game. Whoever gets it first gets to read it.
Gerald at this point is going to obviously
Quinn wanted to-
realize what's going on and say, I know
So-
what this is about.
Since I'm unrolling this in front of everybody,
Yeah.
Except
I
for
won't
Felix.
be right, and I won't be oddly like secretive. About
In the town square.
No. So I unroll the letter out of the tube, and I kind of do one of those like whisper talks as I read the letter. So
Right. Oh, are we gonna do? Hold on, because like I know Zach was asking for more of that echoey flashback or like,
Right.
Yes.
voiceover. So why don't we do that? You're reading this in your mind, and I'm gonna like put a little effect. On it.
okay,
Read it.
great.
Go ahead and
Internal
read it.
monologue.
Like, what does Quinn's inner monologue say?
To the savers of Last Wall, I have to say I'm impressed. And I don't impress easily. I had a good feeling about the group of you, and despite your, shall we say, direct manner of solving problems, your results have been nothing less than stellar. Well, thank you, sir. To the point, I need some extra hands for a job. Well, we do have some extra hands. I mean, there's 5 of us. The particulars of which I will explain in person. Well, you just wrote me a letter. Why didn't you just say it in the letter? Despite my station and abilities, I am, by some definitions of the word, mortal. Okay, so you can die. And I can only be in one place at a time. One of those places is the Pelican, a gorgeous little bistro in Tarantis Harbor. Oh, that sounds pleasant. On the morning of the 22nd of Solaria. It's a Thursday. Good brunch. Perhaps you would be interested in joining me for brunch. Oh, yes! Absolutely! I imagine you were planning on being in town anyway for the festivities, so this shouldn't be much of an inconvenience. No, we don't like to be inconvenienced. Et in Arcadia Ego, Black. Oh! He's our friend.
Now, what parts of that do you read out loud to the group?
I think that only his thought interjections were probably the things that came out loud.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh yeah, he's our friend. You know, like those
So,
things.
so we heard the rest of that? Jarrell heard the rest of that too? I don't know.
I don't think
basically
you.
is going to tell us we're heading to Tarantis.
Alright. So, looks like we're heading to Tarantis. We have a job, gentlemen, and I think we should take it.
You're gonna see Felix at this point walking out of like one of the storefronts, holding a few sticks of like this like gigantically long incense, and like some ivory strips, and you hear him just shouting like, "I need someone to fasten this eye into a gem," and he's like literally holding like some sort of like rotted eyeball in his fingers. Does anybody know where I can find someone who does that? I will pay. Oh, hey, guys.
Oh, my check to see if there was anyone who could do it came up a net 1.
God damn it.
So you crush the eye in your hand?
No.
No.
There's just nobody
Okay.
in this entire chunk of town who
Well,
can
that
do it.
sucks.
And saying it out loud, people are looking at you very funny.
It's really not that weird. This guy over here is selling full skeletons.
It's for research purposes.
Without context, the people are really kind of spooked out by this.
I think we really need to go. Quinn, is this time sensitive?
Yes, we need to be there by the 22nd.
You've got, I want to say, 8 days to get there or
Let's-
something like that.
And how
Get
long would it take us to
going.
get to Toronto?
About that long if you're really hauling
We
ass.
should
Let's
go.
Let's
go.
like ride to the train station, take the train in, maybe like, I don't know, maybe there's a horse car on this train. You know? Bring our horses with us. Roll into town all like classy and
Oh,
shit.
I thought you were saying whores and I got excited.
There might be whores on the train. Too.
There will be whores on the train.
I
Or
give
last
up.
time.
I give up with you.
Or
There will be a horse car and a horse car.
horse
A horse car and a horse
next
car.
to the horse car. They actually share a.
Now, which one do you put at the
Uh-huh.
back? Which one
So
smells
one's
worse?
saying nay and one's saying yay.
Womp womp.
Gross.
Listen, okay, hold on. Before we go, I just have a weird question for you guys. Do any of you happen to have a gem that's worth like somewhere around the realm of 150 gold? I'll pay you for it. I just need to know if one of you have one.
What do you think we are?
I don't know. You guys get treasure sometimes when I'm not here?
I've been with you this whole time, so you
Yeah,
would
I
know
guess
better
I'm
than
not
I
really
would
asking
if I
you.
knew. Yeah. I had one.
I know we have these like scrying gems, but I don't really want to fuck with those.
I'm gonna pull out the magic letter over there. and
What are
just
you looking for?
give
What are
it
you
to
looking
him.
for this for?
You never mind. I'll find one later.
He has a magic.
I'm
letter
just
opener.
I'm just holding out a magic letter opener.
That is
and
nowhere
just, like,
near what I'm looking for, but
Just
fuck it, I'll
putting
take
it closer to you.
Take it anyway.
Fuck it, I'll take it.
I'm smiling really heavily when I give it to you.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
Oh.
It's really not that weird of a request. It's for a spell.
So
Well, right, except I use my stones for a spell. So if you can convince me to give... Like, my stones are the stones that I use for the spell to bring somebody back to life when
Right.
they die.
Okay.
So if you can convince me that you need it more than I need it to bring you back to life when you die, then
This
lay it
will
on me.
maybe make sure that none of us die in the first place?
That I don't...
I'd rather die than be brought back to life.
Okay, cool. So this will hurt things. And like it's really cool, I promise.
We'll probably find a gem on the way. We need to go now.
Go now.
Okay, let's
Great.
roll.
Good talk, go team.
Mort's more excited about getting there than I am. And I'm pretty excited.
All right. Well, I'll just kind of like just shrug and run away. Then I grab my horse and we'll just like give up on this
Your
town.
horse or your whore?
My horse.
This is...
All right. We're beating dead whores now.
I'm naming my horse. You know what?
Oh my god, he spit out his drink!
That looked so uncomfortable. That was mid-sip. Like, that was like going down his gullet.
Oh my god, that was hilarious. It's also all up my nose.
So what I was trying to say was that henceforth my horse shall be named Jimothy.
Okay.
So I get Jimothy.
You have one Jimothy.
Thank you. It's my pony, I should say. I'm short.
Why didn't you just say pony?
It could be a little horse like little Sebastian. It could be a full-grown little horse. It doesn't have to be a pony.
Oh my god.
Ponies grow into full-grown horses.
I prefer a pony.
Ponies
You
grow
just-
up
what
to
do you
be.
do when he grows up? Slaughter him?
You sure you don't want to name
Animal.
him Genuine?
Let one of you ride it, because you're probably more likely to lose a horse than me.
Probably. I've lost a lot of horses.
You lost a camel.
I've stopped naming them. I've lost so
Slaughtered
many
a camel.
horses.
We didn't really lose a camel. We kind of...
Murdered a camel.
It was murdered.
Don't worry about it. I've murdered a lot of camels.
Let's
Onward and forward, crew.
go.
All
Let's
right.
catch a train and let's get
Yeah.
to Tarantis.
To avoid
Yes.
the obvious joke with Rida, it's your pony. We're just going to skip right past that.
If we can...
and-
Hold on. If we can insert a
No.
clip of that or a rendition of that song, that would be wonderful.
Let me see what I can do.
Okay.
So
Fair use is a defense, but it doesn't mean you can't get sued.
Right.
is there like because we're taking a train now, right?
Well, you've got quite a bit of riding to do before you can get to the Grey Citadel to catch a train.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
the first place for like a post, like sending letters. Where would that be?
Is it on the way to...
I'm going to have to pull up a map.
Last well, you have to like ride south, get to Erelon, then ride to the Grey Citadel.
I guess. I thought the Airline was to the southeast, and then we're going southwest from there.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're following roads, that's kind of you have to go down
Yeah.
to Erelon to get
Yeah.
to take the road to the Grey
Are we-
Citadel.
All right.
Are we
I
headed
would
to the?
say
Where
it's
are we
not.
going?
It's within your way to stop by Airlon and the Hapless Citadel,
Is that what it is now?
The keep.
the keep. It had
Okay.
a name, but whatever.
And there's a postal carrier around here somewhere.
Hold on, it actually did have a name. We did name
What,
it. I
Fourth
thought.
Wall Farms?
Yeah, Fourth
Oh,
Wall.
there we go. Yeah, Fourth Wall Farms. So yes, you may stop by Fourth Wall Farms for a quick resupply and to send off mail or something like that. But in fact, you know what? You'll be able to spend one of the nights there.
Yeah, what is it?
Right.
Okay, cool. So, Mo, get your spell slot back.
You can get your caltrops back.
Yeah.
I really need those caltrops.
You know what? I'll swap out a couple books from my bag for a couple others from the library.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah,
You now have different books.
thanks.
How's the keep looking? Is there a stable yet?
The keep is looking all right. There was out in one of the side fields. There looks like there was an abortive attempt to build a barn or stable that collapsed, and it is now overgrown with weeds. And about 30 feet to the right of that, there is a second attempt at a barn that appears to be slightly rickety but standing. It has some stables in it. It's a little drafty when the wind blows through. The lines aren't all quite plumb, but so far it has not collapsed yet.
Jarrell asks, Who is in charge here now? When we're gone, who is left to take care of these things?
Well, I kind of put Stenton in charge when we left.
Which one is Stenton?
The
What
one
do
with-
you want?
That one. He's like literally been standing there the whole time.
I actually picture him like rolling out from behind like a pillar.
Yes!
You guys are all standing there, and there's just this giant pillar, and then Stenton fucking swings out.
Okay.
Jarrell turns to Stenton. Is this the work that we pay you for? Keep this place clean.
We're not paying them.
You pay?
No. The city of Airline is supposed to pay you. Remember, you're interns.
But they told
No, the city of Airline was
We
paying
got this in
you.
the mail.
You know what?
Has Kip not been paying you?
You know what, Stenton?
Pay?
I'll talk to them. I rolled a 9 plus 17,
26.
26 on persuasion.
And Sten got a nat one.
And I'm just.
I'll talk to them.
Thank you, Felix. Thank you.
Don't worry about it, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Always got your back.
Always. Thank you. Thank you.
I expect this to be in much better condition.
Yes.
Next
Work
time,
hard.
try to get us some chickens.
You'll fire new workers?
I'll get right on that.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Find more workers.
Oh, I'm not.
Hire new workers.
New workers.
He's got. Listen. Be respectful.
Mort hasn't met the other interns yet.
He's got his jaw. It's wired shut. It's a whole thing. You gotta hear through it, man.
I'm Stenton.
Nice.
Stenton.
His jaw's been wired shut for like
A
at least
long
9
time.
months now.
Yep. Sure has.
It was a really bad accident.
Can I also just point out that Jarrell
Dr.
is
Cohen?
far more upset by the look of the keep than I am?
But you have like your own room that's been decorated by the project.
Yeah, we all do
Oh,
now.
great. Then I'm fine.
Yeah, it looks probably a lot
Okay, go
better.
back to work.
Bye, son.
Stenton runs away.
Cool. Great to see you, bud. Dude, you can't tell them that we're not. You can't tell them that we're paying them. 'cause
What
then-
are you doing?
Why?
They've been working here for free. Keep it down, man.
Kip told me she was paying them.
Well, Kip lied to you.
Yeah, Kip was
okay?
supposed
she
to pay
lied
them.
a lot
you
of
said,
times.
You said we. You said the word we. Like we're paying you. Like let's
technically,
keep-
I still work for Kip. Have we
need
completely
to keep
forgotten
the
this?
lines clear here. We, as a group of entrepreneurial adventures,
I'm just saying it's close
can't
to
be
slave labor. It's not
advertising-
appropriate.
Can't be advertising that we pay our interns. The city pays for our interns. Okay? The city pays for our interns. Alright, it's not like we got gold to just be throwing around everywhere.
Jarrell is shaking his head, walking back into the house.
You're not
How
listening
much
to
was
me,
he trying to pay for a
Jarrell.
gem?
$1.50.
God, they never listen.
Shall we go?
We
So
are.
yes, the next morning you were able to set out of Fourth Wall Farms with honestly less trouble than anyone leaves Fourth Wall Farms with. And you set off riding down the coast. As you get south, you hit the coast and just take the shore around toward the Grey Citadel.
When we get to the Grey Citadel, by this time I've drafted a letter
Yeah.
to Captain Kip saying
Oh, that's what Jarrell did already.
we needed more interns.
Yeah.
So you sent her a letter that said we needed more interns.
Yes.
All right, good.
All right. This letter is sent, and you hit the Grey Citadel on Wednesday, the 21st.
Oh, Lord.
Wait,
What?
It is early on Wednesday, the 21st.
When is the coronation?
Thursday.
20. No, the
It's Thursday.
So I need to be somewhere on the 22nd.
That's tomorrow.
The coronation is on the 24th.
yes,
But we need to be in Tarantis by the 22nd.
yeah.
But we're in. How long is the train ride again?
It is. If you catch it right now, this next one will run through the night, but will arrive about an hour or so before the sender of the letter wants to meet.
Wow. Okay, we gotta run to the train right now.
Yeah.
Sprinting.
Yeah.
Right.
Let I'm coming.
Look for any sort of ticket, person or whatever. Like, get the whatever we need to do and get on the train. Like,
Yep. It costs 20 gold apiece.
Jesus.
jeez.
Prices
20
went up.
gold.
I
Are you out of
mean-
your mind?
We
This
are
train
catching
is
the
a
train
luxury.
right as it's like trying to pull out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're buying the tickets last minute, and also a lot of people are trying to get into Tarantis right now.
Oh,
Like,
right. Because
it is going to be the center of the world for this weekend especially, but for the next 4 months. The hubbub is that they have completely demolished and rebuilt almost a quarter of the city as an exposition grounds for the 4-month celebration of the coronation.
Are we aware of how big of a party this is going to be?
You are now aware.
I was gonna say, I feel like we are woefully underprepared for this.
This is the
Coronation
first.
celebration sounds
This
insane.
is the first coronation in the Grand Kingdom of Cron Nessus in 120 years.
Oh, okay.
It's not
This,
a long
Imperator
time.
Titus ruled for an unnaturally long time.
I see.
Do we recognize that?
Everyone in the world
I
recognizes
think we've put that
name.
together by now.
All right.
Is what Dave is trying to
Yeah.
say.
Let's get in our A game, fellas.
Everyone in the world knows about that. There's other disturbing news.
What?
This news reaches you about the time you get to the Grey Citadel. 3 of the old cathedrals in High Rock have collapsed. Have crumbled.
In High Rock.
Yes.
Do they
on the same day
Do they specify which ones?
1 week ago? Yes, they do.
Oh.
You can take a guess.
Can I hazard a guess?
You get 1 round at it.
I mean, are we all on the same page here?
Yeah.
Guarantee
Yeah.
it was the.
it's
3
clearly
gods.
Nish and
Buka.
that other god and
Jobu.
The one with all the arms.
Shimsham.
Biga Bigaba.
Not those.
No?
I guess we weren't all on the same page. I don't know.
No, yeah, I guess not.
All right. When I saved this world, I killed a few gods.
No, it's like shouting that.
I didn't shout it. I whispered it to
You have a very bass voice.
Yes.
It carries. Like, you should just not even say those things ever again.
Hoblet just keeps walking.
Do we arrive in last fall? Is the train journey all right? Does Quinn
Yes.
do any more mischievous shit?
The train
What am I
journey
missing?
goes relatively uneventful, but you do notice the people traveling there are much more well dressed than last time you were on the train.
Shit.
So I kind of jump into maybe one of the little like train outhousey
The restrooms?
bathroom- Yeah, whatever it is.
Okay.
On the train. And I change in my diplomat's outfit.
You know
okay,
what?
and you seem much more well suited to the people on the train now. People are wearing, very like 3-piece suits, very poofy dresses, and,
I'm gonna follow Quinn's lead here. I'm going to take out my disguise kit and just kind of fashion like some sort of maybe drapey cloths around my armor, so it just kind of looks like I'm wearing more of like a distinguished sort of like nobleman's dress, as dwarf noblemen wear.
Yeah. You're putting lipstick on a pig, but it's good lipstick.
Oh, I don't get to roll for my disguise kit or anything?
No, you absolutely get to roll for your disguise kit.
So I guess what ability should I tie that to? What do you think that would be associated with?
I was
you're trying to dress appropriately for an occasion, so that would be a charisma.
Okay.
based.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
great. So, proficiency. Oh, yeah, baby.
Did it?
28.
Yeah. So, yep, you look the epitome of a dignified military gentleman.
It's Mr. Fizzlebottom to you.
Okay, Felix.
I just...
Jarrell is in his vestments.
Yeah.
His nicest vestments.
Yep, Jarrell looks exactly like you would expect a cleric of Valen to look, a paladin of Valen to look. How about you, Hoblet?
Now for the last two.
Hoblet has ensured that there's no pieces of anything that are dead on him.
That's the best we can ask
Part
for.
of my diplomats, I have some perfume that I just kind of waft toward.
Like you've like
Hoblet.
over-applied?
Just,
Oh,
like,
okay.
just kind of allow
Spray his
That's
way.
fine. I
Hoblet
feel
to
like-
kind of absorb.
I mean, I'm a dwarf. I don't,
Yeah,
You only use Axe body spray.
yeah.
You've seen the commercial.
Spelled AX.
Yes.
Right. Because
We've established
Now
that.
the E.
there's a whole
Always
closet.
missing
They
E's.
preemptively removed the E's in this town.
Yeah. All dwarfs do it.
Stealing all the E's, man.
All dwarfs do
And I
it.
was gonna say I want to adjust my polymorph to like grow my mustache out just a little longer so I can curl it.
Oh, absolutely. Are you going like full on Snidely Whiplash kind of thing here?
Oh hell yeah! I'm talking
Alright.
like at least like a full spiral. Like
Oh yeah. You're not out of place.
very tight.
Yeah.
Very tight.
Okay, so yeah, Hoblet doesn't have anything necessarily dead on him.
And
Jarrell looks like himself, and the elephant in the room.
Oh, this isn't as crazy as you would think. I am just wearing a matching color flush, salmon on salmon, smoker's jacket, matched with salmon pants, matched with salmon shoes.
Not as
matched
crazy as you'd expect.
with a 2-foot salmon bowler derby hat.
Is your like is it like a white shirt underneath like this
No,
full
I am
collar?
wearing a
Salmon on salmon on salmon.
Hold on. I am wearing
big
a
salmon.
blueberry ascot with.
Honestly, that looks relatively in place for what people are wearing.
I mean, you are.
No,
a
the
trust
colors
fund
are the
baby,
colors
so-
are brighter. You know, most of the men are wearing earth tones, but it's still you look a bit of a dandy, but not bad.
At least he's not wearing a potato sack this time.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
He really he clutched it out for you guys.
Great. So everything
So-
okay in the train?
Yes, everything is very okay on the train. It is crowded, but otherwise things go relatively well. These are all, you know, people of some money who are coming into town right now.
Right.
You know, the poor people, they'll get to participate in the festivities later.
Jarrell will order a very nice meal for the entire party.
Okay, and you are able to eat it in the dining car. It obviously costs twice as much as it would in the normal world.
Only
but
to be
it's,
expected.
It's a good meal.
And I'm gonna keep sneaking on Jarrell's tabs, mint juleps throughout the entire trip. One every hour for the duration.
Okay, good. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Right. No.
Ugh, now I'm done.
9.
Not you're drunk.
You're trying.
How drunk?
Drunk.
We have someone to meet in literally like an hour.
Well, when we get there, it'll be an hour.
You okay?
Yeah, we
Wait.
are outside of the couple of weeks, aren't we?
What do you mean?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
no,
we're
I
outside
am
of
no
that
longer
now.
impervious.
He is
Okay.
no
Yeah,
longer
yeah.
impervious to
Okay,
attack.
We
yeah.
probably went longer on that than we should have,
I
by the
agree.
way. He had two.
For the
he had
sake
two
of
comedy
entertainment.
We
gold.
took some liberties on that. I
All
am
right.
definitely no longer impervious.
You are no longer
I am
impervious to
shitting.
that. I just wanted to double check. So yeah, you are you're a little messy right now.
Nice.
That happened when I was here.
Uh-huh.
That felt bad.
It was a while ago. It was a while ago.
In real life it was, but
Yeah,
But,
but
still. Well, yeah, I guess
you-
it's been some time.
you guys are posing as rich people, and rich people drunk is not the same as poor people drunk.
Sure.
so be classy about it at least.
I'm like I'm just flushing my pinky around, pointing at everyone when I speak to them with my
Good day,
pinky.
sir.
He's,
Good day,
he's
sir.
not pissing in a bush. He's trickling down to the lower classes.
I guess the best I could
And
ask
I
for,
now
given the
two-eyed
circumstances.
winking at everyone that passes.
So Quint, where
Yes, it's
where
quite
do we-
bizarre.
Where are we going? Who are we meeting here?
We need to go to the Pelican
Okay.
once we get into town.
All right. So the train station is due west of the center of town. It's on that 270 spoke, and it is about 3 kilometers out.
Yep, 'cause it works in spokes in this town.
Yeah.
We haven't been here in a while.
And for our international listeners, we are going to freely switch between Imperial and metric whenever the fuck we please.
Because we all think.
Because of Quinn's lack of memory, more or less, he pulls Felix and Hoblet aside
Sure.
and lets you know that we're meeting Black.
Oh, yes.
Are you like getting away from Jarrell a little bit?
Yes, correct.
You just not notice.
Yeah. So I kind of filled the two of you because I know you don't know anything about
No,
it.
all I'm doing is I'm kind of distracting Jarrell by just like being super buddy, my arm around him, like telling him
Right.
how much I appreciate him and how shiny his armor is
Perfect.
and how much.
So
he's
I
the best.
use that to my advantage to talk to the two of you really quickly.
I'm just gonna
about-
like nod and sort of like give the eyes to both of you, like we know who we're about to talk to here.
Mhm.
Like just be like on your game.
Well, we also have to keep so and so from
Doing any
possibly
talking.
screwing anything up. Right. Not that you screw things up, but
I'm not taking
good
offense
versus
to
bad,
it. John is not taking
happening.
offense
I
to
know.
it, Jarrell.
So
And
I'm just
Jarrell
making sure that
doesn't
the three
care.
of us
It doesn't know. It
are on the
doesn't
same
know.
page. Like you will be your goofy self more, and it'll be fine.
I'm currently drunk, so
I'm
I don't need to be a part of
concerned
this.
Drunk
that
with
Jarrell
daddy
being
issues.
Mr. Good, meeting Mr. Black,
How
who is not so good.
You missed quite a bit of Mort's just being his goofy self.
Again, I know nothing much about him, so
So, in this side conversation,
yes.
Hoblet is going to get back in touch with Quinn. Jarrell has been fighting the undead for so long here. I agree. I think it's best that we make sure he doesn't continue his truly just fight in front of our friend.
Correct. Right. That's kind of where I'm going with that.
I really think he should just warm up to him.
Jarrell?
I know he won't. I'm just saying, like, I really wish he would.
That I would warm up to Jarrell?
No.
Oh, that
Jarrell would warm
up to Black.
Black, yeah.
It's never gonna happen.
I know it's never
we
gonna
can-
happen.
It's never gonna, we can hope for things, but you know.
I know. I mean, I know.
Doesn't mean a
I
star
know.
is gonna
I know
fall
what
in
I
my
said.
hand.
I'm just saying, like,
I got you.
the guy knows things.
So
True.
you did tell Jarrell that you're meeting someone here, correct?
Yes.
He's aware of that.
Yeah.
All right. Do we find the Pelican relatively easily?
Well, yeah. I mean, you guys leave the train station. You're on that road all the way to the west, and you can just do a little describing the city as you sort of make your way up there.
Sure.
The first time for these characters, right?
Yeah, I mean it's a gorgeous day. Most of the buildings in the city are some sort of white stone, whether it's marble, alabaster, or some either mundane or magical illusions to make them appear so. The city is gleaming. And you ride down this road due east towards the center of the city. You do pass Runner House East, about a kilometer in. And then another 2 past that, you finally see the Well. This shaft of light coming out of the center of the city. And as you get toward the center of town, there's a big wide sort of boulevard that goes around it. And maybe this open pit with a short wall around it is maybe about a quarter of a mile wide. And you see it's maybe a 4.5 foot wall. There's some fencing over it, but you can look and you can see over the edge into this pit where just this magical light is coming up out of. You can kind of see faintly through this intense light various bits of machinery and gears and stuff down there in the pit that are being illuminated by this light. This huge thing in the center of town. To the south of it, as the boulevard goes out on 180 there's a gigantic, almost like longhouse-shaped building. Now, when I say longhouse-shaped, it is half a mile long, a couple 100 feet high in the middle, and it sort of arches down to it's almost like an eighth of a mile wide going down this, and the boulevard kind of goes around it as the building runs north and south, and then kind of comes together and just runs south towards the south end of the city from there.
So Jarrell rolled a history check I'm just curious. Yeah, I got an unnatural 20.
All right.
What does he know about that sort of like power supply? Like how long have other cities had power like this before or anything like that?
No, this is a brand new lake confluence that was a fortuitous result of the foul upheaval and the disruption of all the ley lines, is that a bunch of them did get snapped together and are just blasting magical energy up out of the earth in this one spot. And they've harnessed it, sort of like a hydroelectric dam of magic going upwards to harvest all this power, to generate power for the city. You'll see these kind of like big pipelines coming out in all four cardinal directions from there along the boulevards of just power generation coming out. So this giant white longhouse-shaped building is south of there, and it has no windows. You can't see any visible doors on it from here, and no indicators as to the potential function or history of this building. Then immediately north of the well, you see sort of this rotunda-looking building. It's the Ferial Cathedral of Valen, where the coronation is going to take place 2 days hence, almost exactly 48 hours from now. Mm-hmm. So it's right there, and there's this reflecting pool sort of north of it. Like, the cathedral itself is a round building. It sticks out, like the top half of it sticks out into there. On the other side of the reflecting pool, to the north of that, like across the way, and there's some plaza there, is the Imperial Palace, which sort of spreads out to sort of cradle around the harbor to the north of it. And kind of show you guys the map here, where you've got the well in the middle, the cathedral, a reflecting pool, there's the Imperial Palace, and then this C-shaped harbor.
Mm-hmm. I'll see at some point when we can take a picture of this and put it up on like Discord and Twitter and shit.
Mm-hmm. I'll by this point I'll have probably something a little more refined, especially of the northeast corner of the city.
So hopefully by the time this episode drops,
yeah,
I'll be sharing it on our internet things.
That is my goal. So you've got the palace there, and north of that is the harbor itself, which is a sort of a C-shaped indent on the inside of this harbor. And it's the only place that any boats can dock anywhere in the city. There's, in the center of the harbor is a lighthouse coming up, and it's sort of 3 terraces coming up from the water about 20 feet or so each. So there's one at the water level, one 20 feet up, and then one up at the level of the rest of the city. The Pelican is on the east side of that, on the second terrace up. And it is a gorgeous waterfront bistro looking right over the edge of that terrace and into the bay. It's here, and when you get to the restaurant, when you get to the bistro, there's a sign by the door that says "Reserved for private event."
Great.
Well, we're the private event, folks.
If anybody,
Drunkenly, I'm just going to mutter, "Is that for us?"
if anybody stops, Hoblet just walks under the thing and just walks right in, assuming that it's for us.
I'm going to try to follow him and kind of like stumble over the rope.
A stodgy-looking maitre d' comes out. Hello, why are you here today?
We're here for the event. Where should we sit?
Who invited you?
How far away are we from them?
From who?
From these 2 jabronis.
Well, how far away are you from them? Did you keep up with them, or did you?
We would, since I'm following the dude with the fucking invitation.
Well, there you have it. So you're all together.
Okay, I'm gonna like stop him from talking. Like, guys,
Hoblet was the one talking, so the maitre d' is the one talking.
Right, I know. That's why I'm like, I want to make sure, like, if we're walking up, be like, excuse me,
We received our invitation by Raven.
we're with this guy.
Lord Quinn Southwind.
Yes, the heroes of the Kingdom of Vesh. I should have anticipated right this way, sirs.
That kind of feels nice.
Right? And I haven't even done anything for 3 months.
And he shows you to a table out on the back patio, where, yes, it does appear that Mr. Black is sitting with his back towards you, facing out over the harbor.
I'm going to turn to Drell for a moment, because he's with us. Mm-hmm. At this point, we can't really stop this train from leaving the station, so I'm going to turn to him and be like, Listen, Jarrell. I have 2 words for you that I need you right now to cement in your brain and hold in your heart. And I just need you to know, like, are you right? Are you like, just like, can you do that? Okay, here it is. Be cool.
That's all your advice. Jarrell turns to Felix and says, "The last interaction was not pleasant.
Be
I
cool.
am going to keep to myself as I did last time.
Yeah, Felix
You-
Jarrell's cool, man. He's cool.
You talked me into it last time. I haven't told anyone."
That's great.
He's cool, Felix. Don't worry about him. He's cool.
He's just not happy about it, and he's gonna go and sit kind of away from the party, looking over the railing at kind of like the sun and the beach, you know that.
Yeah.
Within earshot, though, right?
Always.
Okay. Well, Quinn, I guess this was your invitation.
So what's the table he's sitting at look like?
It appears to be a glass-topped table. It's probably maybe about 8 feet long, 2 feet wide, and the long side is out towards the water and towards the restaurant. You know, short sides to the north and south.
So there are enough spaces for all 4 of us to sit.
Oh, there's enough space for 8 people to sit at this table.
Okay, so I take the first step toward a chair. I
Yep.
sit down right in front of Mr. Black.
I'll sit next to Quinn.
All right.
I'll sit uncomfortably close to Felix.
Dude, like, you have, like, there's so much room here. Can you just, like, move over a little?
I'm gonna put my arm around Felix.
Please don't put your arm around me.
Hoblet will just sort of sit, I guess, on the same side as Quinn, wherever it.
So you're all on the same side of the bench?
Well, yeah,
We're all
we're
on
out,
the same side.
all out looking over the water, I
Right.
suppose.
I mean, if the water's on one side,
yeah.
do I want to uncomfortably look at everybody?
All right.
So Quinn just kind of nods at Mr. Black and says, "Mr. Black, it's been a while."
Days like this are why I appreciate being here. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
It is.
It is pretty.
It looks really good.
I'm so glad to be able to congratulate you in person. Some great work you did up in Last Wall.
Yes, we did.
I know. Don't let it go to your head.
We did what was needed.
Oh, you certainly did some things, didn't you?
Perhaps. I feel like you already know.
I know, but I'd like to know your opinion of what went on. What did you see?
Yep. Hoblet, what did you see?
Yeah, what did you see, Hoblet?
A vast army of shit. The beginning, not the end. And preparations need to be made.
It's adorable that you've learned to follow my example, but don't try to out-cryptic me. I get weirder things than you with my breakfast cereal.
Ew.
There was lots of undead. A troubling number.
You would be right. It would be a troubling number most days. So, what
But-
happened?
Valen
Valen.
came to our aid.
It would totally make sense that he wouldn't even, like...
No. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, it stands to reason she would be involved. This concerns her as much as it concerns all of us.
Several undead were thwarted, and the threat seemed to be minimized for the time being.
What he's dancing around is that I guess apparently they killed a bunch of gods.
Who did?
Let's get down to brass tacks.
We shall. So, yes, you are correct. You used an artifact and some gods are dead.
I mean, but you could have just kept dancing around, or you could have just been straight with the guy. You know he already knows what the fuck you're talking about.
Mr. Black,
Yes.
why summon us now?
Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. So, she's right that the gods died. Now, as I recall, she mentioned something about you causing that.
Right.
Oh, she did mention that, huh?
Directly causing
She
that.
told you that.
Yeah, she said it right to us.
To my face, yes.
Yeah. I won't say that she's lying. There's a series of cause and effect that gets you there, but how do I put this diplomatically? I'm talking about people a little above my station here, but she's a little new to this whole God thing. I won't be one to talk. I've only been under the employ of my patron for a short while now, but Valen's pretty new to this, and I won't cast
Jarrell
aspersions
is
upon her.
scoffing and kind of like goes to move his chair, but part accident, part intentional, like drags it along the stone and just moves it about a foot.
Nothing bad with her, but she was perhaps overreacting a little bit, and it's not to be unexpected here. So in the past, I told you that I can't necessarily tell you things that would bring you involved, beholden to certain parties.
Pawns,
going on.
I believe you said.
Pawns, yes. And there are very strict limits on the things I'm normally able and allowed to do. There are rules to this sort of thing. Next time you speak with Valen, Black raises his voice a little bit as he turns towards Jarrell. You can ask her about that. There are rules that need to be followed. Unfortunately, we're finding out that not everyone respects the rules. Oh, I believe you may be acquainted with our new friend Vecna.
Yep.
He,
That's a name.
Jarrell
It is a
starts to
name.
like lean a little further in his chair towards the conversation.
yeah. He wasn't originally involved in all this. Vecna was not what I was brought here to deal with. Unfortunately, as sort of a macabre bonus, I would say I'm forced to deal with him as well. He wasn't the original problem, and he's butting in where he is very, very much not welcome. So let's take this all from the beginning, shall we? Lord Jarrell, this is where you're going to want to scoot in a little. Get your notepad out, maybe.
Jarrell like sheepishly looks over at the conversation and drags his chair to the table.
Thank you.
Jarrell, just put the chair down.
I'm just gonna help and just help him move it the rest of the way
We're
over.
literally standing right here.
Pick the thing up.
So, in the beginning, there were gods and everything was all right. There was a glorious city of Wool up to the north, mages and wizards and all kinds of magical wonders going on up there, shaping the world, grabbing it by its most primal forces of magic. Not like those. But kind of. If you want to be vulgar about it. But there was an arch-wizard up there named Ebenezer who decided to grab onto a little more power than he could handle. We're not entirely sure what his motivations were, but I suppose that's not strictly relevant right now. We do know is he lost control of the operation, blew up, magically of course, the entire center of the continent through those foul downs that you've passed through, this foul upheaval in the Crucible lands. Killed all of it and ascended. And that's all fine and good, except that the gods, they've got a bit of a closed circle going on. And if you're going to ascend, someone else needs to get pushed out. So Ebenezer, in his haste to ascend to godhood, sort of muscled in on my boss's territory. This is where I'm brought in, obviously. It's a bit of a tussle with the godhood. Now, how much have you all gathered about what I am. Guesses?
Not to be fucked with.
I
Jarrell
suppose so.
leans in and says, "If they're not going to say it, I will. You are a minister of she who claims death. The Raven Queen, am I correct?
Give that man a medal.
If your enemy is Vecna, I cannot say that I disagree with you."
When I was here to deal with this Ebenezer fellow, Vecna's very much a problem.
How can we assist you? He says, again, like he's annoyed that he was
Begrudgingly.
dragged into this.
Oh yeah, this is coming up on FaceTime
Yeah.
with his lady tonight.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Why such animus?
You know who my deity is.
Then you would know that our deities have no quarrel with each other.
I do.
None whatsoever.
He
What?
thought you were more nefarious
Yeah.
than this at first,
Yeah.
obviously.
What would be the world with boundless creation and nowhere for it to go afterwards? The cycle doesn't work that way.
What could we possibly do to stop Ebenezer?
It's like we're having two totally different conversations.
Yeah, what about the Vecna part? That's pretty bad too.
That's a third different conversation.
God damn it. This is all really bad.
Just list off all the bad shit real quick and be wrong, next
Wrong.
wrong,
Wrong.
no, wrong, next.
Wrong.
You really have to.
Wow, that
Wrong.
buzzer is really loud.
Well, we've got a few
like playing
problems.
headphones.
We've got something in the short term that I could use a little bit of a hand with, and then we've got a larger problem in the long term. The short term problem is, my lady is, for lack of a better word, the administrator of death. She takes no particular joy in her station, but the process must continue. If everything is born and nothing dies, we're all going to be in a very tight place in a heck of a hurry. Cycle having two sides and all. So, her main concerns are to make sure the dead stay dead. Hence, you can see why she's a little annoyed with what's going on up north. And to make sure, in her other role as the Mistress of Fate, that these deaths happen at the appointed time, when and where they're supposed to happen. We're having a little bit of a problem in this town. We're hoping to knock it out in the next day or so, as things are getting a little bit strange. Sort of in the south center of the city, there's a lot of death going on where it's not supposed to. And I'm wondering if maybe you guys can lend me an extra set of eyes to look in on it.
We've been good at that so far.
Yes. So, the site is Coronation Hotel. I think you've been at a street corner near there. There's been a good number of disappearances, and I'm hoping you can help me look into it.
Wait a second. Are you talking about where we picked up that one job to steal a thing?
It was so amusing to watch.
So you saw that, and you know about the heist and that horrible black
After
diamond?
the fact. We had nothing to do with it.
That's good, because that gem sucked.
You handled it.
Flashbacks.
You handled it admirably. I had great faith in you.
I appreciate that.
A little more long term, I suppose. A little bit of background. You're not the only people I've hired. Another Wetworks team I sent out to the west came back yesterday with some fairly disturbing news. It appears that somebody has been dealing with the undead in what should have been an abandoned city out to the west. The mayor of the city, Harris Carter, was complicit in these events and turned up dead. Now, there's been no official word of his death back here in town, and I'm wondering when the mayor's office is going to release a statement on what went on, if anything. Something's bad, and it smells like our interloper of a friend. We may need to look in on that a little more long term. But enough of that. We've got such a party to look forward to. I do hope you've brought your Saturday best.
You're looking at it.
We're wearing it.
Oh dear. Well, I'm sure we'll figure something out.
It was a 20-fucking-6, damn it! How much better do you think I could do? Anyways.
Sometimes he says things just to bother. He knows after
Consider
all.
me bothered.
But, well, we can't really get to any investigating during the day, and we've got such a day ahead of us. Garçon, he looks over his shoulder, and the waiter brings out breakfasts for everyone. Bottomless mimosas, by the way.
Oh, right.
What's
Are they
today?
magically bottomless?
It's
Or-
Thursday.
No, just financially bottomless.
I feel somewhat conflicted drinking my ass off while, like, literally the heavens are on fire.
Yep, I'm having 6.
That's kind of...
It is, by the way, the most beautiful day you could imagine.
It's really... I'm just going to have a drink.
And then one turns into 2. And then...
Yeah, on
Yeah.
every sip that Felix is taking, I'm taking my finger to the bottom of the stem of the glass and just lifting it up further and further, so it just goes down quicker and quicker.
And while we are having the most glorious brunch outside of the Kingdom of Vesh, Arion Black leans back in his chair, looks up at the sky. Et in Arcadia Ego. Even in paradise I exist. And on a day like today, that's even more apparent than normal. So if you like us, we can be found on the internet.
Oh, Lord.
We're in all the usual places. We're on Twitter at Hapless Heroes. We're on Instagram at Hapless Heroes. We have a subreddit /r/Hapless Heroes podcast.
What
And in
a
any
dick.
of those places, you can find a link to our Discord, where you can do all of the best interactions with us. You can find Francesco and I just about any day during the day. You can find the rest of our cast are just a ping away from you, and our other fantastic listeners and occasional guests are there as well to talk to. It is by far the best way to get in touch with us.
And it's been a lot of fun.
Super
It
fun.
has.
It is a ton of fun.
Now, if you really, really like us, you can leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice. Any podcast service will do. Now, if you really, really, really like us, you can back us on Patreon. Our backers from Patreon have helped us get better recording equipment in the past and have significantly brought up the quality of our audio. And they have also bought us pizza, which also brings up the quality of our audio.
And it also pays for my very high salary, so I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Well, you're getting paid.
All right.
Supposed to talk about that.
All right. Has anybody got a fun one for us?
If you really love us, I mean, really love us, that deep down, dirty kind of sweaty love,
Feel it in your plums.
when you're 69 and with your woman tonight, you're just about to shoot that juice of Valon all over the place. I want you to scream out, hapless heroes, hapless heroes, hapless heroes, hey!
Oh, yeah.
And let it all out.
That's gross.
Oh, my God. I'm a little chubbed up over here.
I like how that was completely like.
Yeah.
That's gotta stay.
That's really good.
None of us were prepared for that.
One
You really picked it up.
One take, baby.
Only one take. That's all we need.
I break
Little,
those
little
rules.
Marvin Gaye.
You might think with the magic of editing, we sat here for 3 days. One take, baby.
Really was. So to outro our cast, starting from my right, we have Lord Captain Quinn Southwind, played by Mike,
Did we just talk to Black again?
and actually got answers.
This is great.
To his right, we have Hamlet the Smasher, played by James.
We are in for an adventure.
To his right, we have the fabulous Felix Fizzlebottom, played by Francesco.
Let's party like the world is ending, and then let's make a plan.
To
And
his
make sure it
right,
doesn't end.
to his right, Lord Jarrell the Light, played by John.
Until next time.
And to his right, the gorgeous Lord Mac. Massimo.
Iron over here.
And I am Dave, and I have been your host and Dungeon Master for this evening. We will see you next week. Same black time, same black channel. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye.